Hello. So, one of the many things that I am is an actress. Well, okay, I think the more fitting term is elevated theater nerd. But let's just be confident and say actress. I mean, I have had on-camera experience. I'll never forget my first ever film gig was as an unpaid extra in a short film about a, wait for it, fat camp. Now, from an outside perspective, I'm sure it looks pretty humiliating to be an extra in a fat camp. But first of all, bold of you to assume that actors have any dignity. And second of all, this was the first time I was 100% confident that I was perfect for a role. As you might be able to tell from this angle, I am curvy, big, plus size.
Rubenesque. Thick with 2 C's.
Thick with 2 Q's. Fat. You know what? There are like a billion terms to describe us, and none of them sound right to me, so I'm just gonna be switching through them throughout the video. So let's just say, yeah, I'm a fat actress. Odds are I weigh twice as much as the average love interest in a movie, and that is not an exaggeration. But nevertheless, I was really excited about the short film because I was fairly green to the industry and I had never been on a professional film set before, so the thought of that was pretty exciting. And secondly, I'd never gotten a casting call even asking for fat actors before. Most casting calls are like, must have great body, or seeking blonde, college nerd, still has porn body, bunch of weird stuff like that. And so before, when I would go out to auditions, I just kind of sucked everything in, hoping that the directors wouldn't see that I came equipped with the extra 10 pounds that the camera was supposed to add. My body was always something to hide, or something I hoped people would look past in order for me to get a role. But when I got to this film set, I was surrounded by all these gorgeous women of varying skin tones and sizes. We all bonded on set. We filmed scenes where we were swimming in a pool. It was super fun, and I got to learn a lot of things from them because they were a lot older and were seasoned professionals who had been in the industry for years. Some were even professional models. And the important thing about it was that their size didn't diminish their beauty, it enhanced it. They looked confident and powerful, and it made me feel really proud to be in such an industry where we could have all of these varying body sizes on screen. Then, the actress who played the lifeguard in the movie came in, and she was stick thin, Instagram model type, and I remember thinking, oh yeah, this isn't normal. Fat representation in the past has been super rare, if any, and when we are on screen, we're portrayed as the butt of the joke, hardly ever seen as attractive or fully fleshed as individual characters. And I started thinking, well, why isn't this normal? Fat people exist in real life. Why can't we exist as people on screen? Can I even be a fat actress successfully if the entire industry is inherently disgusted by my appearance? As with everything, representation boils down to the stories. What kind of stories are we consistently telling involving a group of people? And what conclusions does an outside audience draw about that group in real life? When I think of well-known fat characters, I think of the comic relief or the object of ridicule, the undesirable person in comparison to the actual love interest, and of course the before picture to the skinnier person's after. Even in more positive portrayals, there seems to be an interest in portraying fat people stories centered around weight loss or the typical, woe is me, I hate the way I look, as if being fat is always a problem that needs to be fixed, rather than a normal body type that majority of people in America have, depending on a variety of physical circumstances such as slow metabolism or previous medical conditions or none of your business. And of course there are people out there who feel insecure about the way they look. But if we continually push that one story, we're losing sight of the confident fat people who are living rich, fulfilling lives today and aren't just thinking about their weight all the time. I notice a trend a lot, specifically with writers who are writing from an experience that they don't come from, where they hyper-focus on the pain and sadness of having to deal with it to reaffirm that it is a real thing, but they don't understand that being fat or gay or a person of color, that doesn't equal a character personality. That is just a background. That is just a adjective or a description. Like, doesn't embody the entire character. Like, I'm a fat person, but I don't walk up to people saying, "Hi, I'm fat. That explains everything about me." Just because it's part of your identity doesn't mean that it's all that you are. Sure, I'm fat, but I don't constantly focus on it. Honey, I don't have the time. I got homework. Coming from specifically an acting background, I view fat representation in a lot more cynical way. I do see the improvements in overall acceptance with shows like Shrill and Euphoria, but I still know that there are standards set for fat people specifically in the industry. Back when I did theater in high school, I was often cast as the older, matronly figure or the mom because my weight and my height reads a lot older than someone who's skinnier. And at first I was like, oh, that's just high school. They cast young actors as old characters all the time. But literally, I'm in a production of Taming of the Shrew right now, a Shakespeare production, and I'm playing a parent figure to like second year college students. So I'm just like, God, do I just have a mom energy? You can never escape the mom energy. But there are other standards that are not so funny. The plus size models that I talked to during that short film shoot told me that a lot of models get plastic surgery, specifically tummy tucks, because it's... Hey.
What are you doing?
I'm filming something. Hey Anjali, is it cool if I just start if I'm like filming something and talking? Yeah. Okay, cool. See, there's still an industry expectation for fat people to be proportioned with an hourglass figure and a flat stomach. I mean, I'm kind of proportional. I have like an hourglass figure, but if you put an hourglass in the sun, so it's like expanded significantly, that's what my body is. And look, now I'm comfortable with my body enough to make jokes, but there was a time when I wasn't. Early childhood into high school, I was tormented about my weight. It was especially bad in middle school because that's when I started crash dieting. I would do these stupid diets where I would do stuff like drink only chocolate milk for the entire day. And that did not make me lose any weight. That just made things really uncomfortable in the toilet. I thought I could never be happy at my size. But you know what helped change all that? Seeing Ashley Graham in Sports Illustrated. Ray Earl, Get the Guy in My Mad Fat Diary. Tracy Turnblad dancing in Hairspray. Kat Hernandez in Euphoria. Lizzo twerking and fluting on stage. My queen! Yes, I painted her. Yes, I'm that extra. But my queen! I feel like a big part of my insecurity about my body stemmed not just from feeling insecure about the way I looked, but also feeling like there wasn't a place for me to comfortably exist in society. As much as movies and TV are escapism, they also point a mirror to what people think about others. So it really means a lot when you see these diverse characters with varying sizes, not just seen as the jokes or the inferior. And these improvements don't just end on the big screen. Part of why I felt ugly with my weight was because I didn't have that many cute clothing options. Like plus size people only have like one section of Forever 21 on the second floor, and it's a small little closet section with all the mom and maternity clothes with it. But now that so many bigger celebrities have spoken out, some even making their own clothing lines, I have a bunch of cute outfits. And I feel much more confident. Now I can like mix and match and have my own personal sense of style. So from an audience standpoint, I see that now we are becoming a more and more accepting place for fat people. You can even see with the controversy with Insatiable. I mean, no matter who was right or wrong, you could tell that people were tired of the gimmicky trope of having thin people wear fat suits. We're in a new era of shows and movies showcasing bodies of all different shapes, and I am here for it. I don't think it's a coincidence that Lizzo's song Truth Hurts just now is at #1 on Billboard, even though it came out 2 years ago. My theory is that 2 years ago the world wasn't ready for a sexy body positive queen, but it is now. So that's all my thoughts on fat representation right now. I think things are getting better. But what do you guys think? Leave a message in the comments below stating your thoughts. We can have a civil conversation. And there are a lot more things I didn't cover, like my own fears of like, does acceptance in the industry mean sexualization of us? It's an interesting topic. It's an interesting debate. I would love to keep going and keep talking about it with you guys. So thank you so much for watching.